Hello everybody, welcome to another video that I apparently am making. I want to get back into LPing stuff because I guess I took a unplanned break of some sorts. It wasn't really a break, it was more or less I ended up getting a job at the end of the not CCLP4 LP I did like 6 or 7 months ago. And I've just been focusing on working and getting my life back together financially, being a more stable situation with my finances and all that. So I've just been focusing on that, and I think I'm at a spot I'm comfortable with now with my money and all that, to where I can kind of focus more on LPing stuff again. Now I took into consideration what I could LP because I didn't really know what else to do after that last one I did. And for a while, I've been considering redoing an old LP of mine, and if you've seen the title of this video already, I've ultimately decided to re-LP CCLP3. The main reason why is because I really wanted to finish the old one I did, and it's pretty much impossible for me to finish that because I have no access to MS. Well, I now have access to MSCC, but not the same style. I'll get more into that as I record stuff because a lot has changed since I've last recorded and since I've LP'd CCLP3 before. And I want to finish it. I actually want to have a completed LP of CCLP3, and that way I can say I LP'd the 3 sequels to Chips Challenge 1 in a non-specific order. So I'm going to finish or redo CCLP3 from the beginning. Now, another thing I was considering was whether or not I wanted to do it in MS again or decided to do it in Lynx. And to be completely honest, I would rather do MS, mostly because I'm more comfortable with that rule set than Lynx, and CCLP3 isn't exactly the easiest set out there. So I don't know if doing it in Lynx would be wise. However, I'm going to do it in Lynx anyway, for 2 reasons. One, I've never played this set in Lynx. I don't know how. I know it's Lynx compatible, obviously, but I don't know what levels play differently, like in full detail, aside from the obvious 2 sets of rules. And I don't think, as far as I know, there's no Lynx LP of CCLP3. If there is, I don't know who did it. I want to say my brother did it, but I don't know if he finished it or if anyone even watched it. So, or if it even exists now, but I don't know for certain. But other than that, I can't think of anyone who's LP'd CCLP3 in Lynx. So I am going to do it in Lynx anyway. And the other reason is because, like the first reason, I don't have a score report for this. It's the only set I haven't played in Lynx other than the original game. That I've never really played in Lynx. So I want to see how it goes. I want to see how it plays out. It most likely won't be that different, but who knows. So, and just to keep it a little different compared to what I did before in the old LP, when I was doing it in MS. So, we're going to do this in Lynx. I might regret that later on, but who knows. I remember how to play. I have not really forgotten how to do so. However, I don't exactly remember every single level in CCLP3. Like, I don't remember how to solve all of them, and that mostly consists of the latter half of the set. and maybe a couple others in the middle. But who knows? We'll see how this goes. This should be fun all in all, but it's CCLP3, so that can be debated later on. So one thing I should mention is Tyler and I have decided to do a special project with each other's sets. About a month ago, I wanted to remake Josh L2. Kind of similar to how Zane has remade ZK1 and ZK2, and is apparently doing ZK3 as of now. I don't know if he is still doing that or not. But that kind of inspired me to want to do the same thing with my older sets. I decided to start with Josh L2 because that is one of the older sets I'm most proud of, despite it being, out of date. So I was going to do it. However, Tyler had the idea that he should remake certain levels in Josh L2, and I would remake all the levels in TS1. This level being the first one in TS1. So I have remade this level in my own style, and I honestly think it looks pretty cool how it plays out. It plays pretty similarly and all that. That's basically what him and I are doing. Like, he's turning the Josh L2 levels that I've chosen that were like the best ones, and he's redesigning them in his style, and I'm redesigning TS1 in my own style per se. Just a fun fact: the skates in entrance examination, or as it's called in TS1 review, they appear not to be necessary, but they really are. I made a little tweak to that, so I don't know if I'll ever finish it, but I have like maybe 6 levels remade, and I think Tyler has 9 of Josh L2. But we both decided to just limit ourselves to 20 levels each, because I can't really remake every single TS1 level, especially the ones like Gimmick Isle and all that. I don't really want to remake those. I mean, I do, but I don't have an actual good idea on how to do so. And Tyler remaking 50 Josh L2 levels is kind of absurd, because even levels I've chosen for him to remake can't exactly be remade, or like they're basically already good enough, as we called it. So we both decided just to do 20 levels each set. And I think it's an interesting project. So who knows how that's gonna go. So that was Snakes and Ladders by someone called Firefly. Don't know who that could have been, but I don't know. I wasn't around at the time CCLP3 was released. Well, I technically was. I wasn't part of the community per se. I was playing Chip's Challenge, and I did have a level set that I did submit for CCLP3. However, none of the levels I submitted got in, and I'm partially happy none of them did, because they're all pretty terrible. But I want to say Ruined World from CCLP1 almost got into CCLP3. And I think one other level did as well. But I ultimately didn't get any in CCLP3, which is totally okay. I mean, I'm still a little upset. I think Ruined World would have been better for this set instead of CCLP1. But it's water under the bridge at this point. I can't complain. I'm just happy I finally have levels in an official set. And hopefully I'll have more in CCLP4, because that's still a thing. So yeah, another thing that's changed, or not really changed, but is kind of new, that hasn't really been announced in a video of any kind, is that this time last month, I've announced that a voting end date for CCLP4, which is April 30th as of now. I highly doubt that's going to change, because no one's really seemed expressed interest in wanting an extension. And even so, I think we need quite a few people to be on board with an extension instead of just one particular person. So yeah, who knows how that's going to go, but it ends in 2 months essentially. So if you're voting, you better continue on, because well, Tyler has been saying this, but I honestly agree with it. But if we don't get as many votes as we're hoping for, we're just going to have to do not more of the work, but we're going to have more control in what levels get into CCLP4. And I don't know if anyone really wants that. So if you don't want that, vote. It helps. As far as I know, only 5 people have completely finished voting. I am one of those people. So continue voting. It really does help. And if you are optimizing instead, optimize later. It can wait. So this is Suction Solution, and I'm honestly not that big of a fan of this level, mainly because there's a lot of pointless backtracking, and there's not, well, I can't say a lot, but it's just really annoying in my opinion. Though there was a CCLP3 Walls Create competition hosted about a year ago, last February in 2016. And I did consider using the walls of this level for a level to submit. However, I never made it because I ultimately didn't have a good enough idea for that wall configuration. Okay, so we are on Toggle Bust, which is a level I actually like. I might be the only one that likes this level. If anyone else likes this level, they've never said so. So yeah. Okay, I think this continues on, right? Okay, I want to get more chips elsewhere. So yeah, this level, I don't get why people don't like this level. I mean, I guess you can say the same thing as to why people don't like caves, for example. You know, a level that's later in the set. And I'll be completely honest, caves it did get a bad reputation. Not off of me, but I think, who was it? I think Trevor. I think he gave caves a really bad impression. Just because he raged on it. He was the only one that LP'd CCLP3 at the time, and he basically... he raged on it, so that made everyone else rage on it as well. I'm guilty of that. But I do know there's a strategy involved to solve it. But that doesn't exactly make it a level I like. And I can't agree with the method. So how do I get those? I know I missed those somewhere. I don't remember where though. But this level, I like it. And admittedly, the only reason why I do like it is because the aesthetic usage of sockets as walls. Not a lot of people do this. And if they do, they don't do it enough. I love sockets that are used as walls for almost any kind of level. And this is, I think, the only level in the set that uses sockets like this. I think it's also the only level in CCLP3 that has this many chips to collect. And you know, there's nothing wrong with like a good, not good. Well, to me, this is a good level. It's not exactly the best toggle wall level. I think there's better ones out there that could have been used for this set. But again, I wasn't around in this. Well, I was, but I disappeared after I submitted my set at the time. So I technically wasn't around when CCLP3 submissions were a thing. So I don't know what levels were submitted and all that. So because I'm playing in Lynx, I purposely have the volume at a pretty low volume level because I don't particularly like how almost everything in Lynx makes a sound. So I'm not really going to want to hear it all the time. It can still be heard, but I don't want to hear it myself. So, and I don't want to completely cut off the volume altogether. So, because I'm sure some of you want to hear it. So yeah, Toggle Bus, the level I like. I know JB LP'd CCLP3 around a year ago, and that was another reason why I didn't exactly pursue it, because I had a feeling he was going to do it at some point, and so I was thinking, okay, well, if he's going to do it, there's no reason for me to do it, since it's kind of obnoxious to LP the same set as someone else around the same time. At least now it's been long enough since it's been LP'd by him. But he needs to do CCLP1, so do it. Whenever you have time, that is. Okay, so that's Toggle Bus done by Blake Ebert. I always thought that was Elbert, but it's Ebert, apparently. Now this is Thieves and Teleports, which is a pretty easy level. It's kind of strange. The 2 levels in the first decade of CCLP3 require a partial post to solve it. At least in this level, well, actually, technically in both levels, they're both pretty obvious, but it's still kind of strange. That's a really, strange choice for level selections and level placements, I have to admit. That's also another reason why I'm LPing CCLP3 is because CCLP4, in numeral order would be the technical sequel to this set. And, being one of the main members of the staff, I want to... That's why I block slapped that. There we go. That's probably one of the things we're going to have the most trouble with in CCLP4 when voting is done, is the level placements, depending on what makes it in. Because a lot of the levels that are in the pool have around the same difficulty level, if not slightly easier or slightly harder. And we can all agree that we don't want a difficulty rating or difficulty level of like CCLP3 has. And that was nice. Come on. There we go. Oh, okay. I'm so used to the boosting. This is why I prefer MS. Boosting's fun in some level. So playing CCLP3 again would kind of give me, myself and only myself, would give me an idea on like difficulty and a proper difficulty curve for CCLP4, because I mean that's arguably going to be the hardest part of arranging the levels. I think no matter what makes it in, it's going to be a matter of assorting it, you know, exactly how it should be by difficulty and all that. And I don't know if CCLP4 is going to be exactly assorted by difficulty, like the harder levels are going to be at the end of the set, or we're going to have random spikes like CCLP2 had. I personally would like to have something like this set has in terms of difficulty, like how it slowly elevates to like super hard stuff, just not with the super hard levels in particular. So oh, okay. So this is Pigeonholed, which I don't know why, but I thought this was called Pigeonholes for the longest time. But that's a CC2 level. And that's by Scott Feeney, which surprisingly was submitted levels for CCLP4. Thanks to good old Chipster 1059, who sadly left the community. And I honestly don't know why he did that. I mean, he announced he was going to leave, he left, and then he came back, and then got upset that no one really seemed to care that he left, and then he's been gone since. And it's kind of weird. Like, if you're gonna leave, I mean, you technically don't have to announce it. I mean, at least he was nice enough to do so, but it made no sense that he, you know, went about the way he did. It kind of seemed like a boy who cried wolf situation. But I personally miss him around. I mean, I wish he stuck around to at least finish CCLP4 voting. I mean, his votes really would have helped. But and he voted a little bit, and I guess that's good enough. Alright, so that was Redoubled Effort by Mr. Joshua Bone. And now Annoying Wall, which I don't know if this is a good thing, but this is honestly my favorite level of this decade, is this level. No one's really made a level like this since. And slapping the block, because I have those Lynx rule set skills. It's kind of cool how that worked out, though. Okay, blue blocks. I have no idea how long this recording is so far. It's probably around 20 minutes, if not a little more. Wait, did that have a blue wall under it? It did. Those two blocks had blue walls under them. I never noticed that. So this level I absolutely adore, like, and not just because it has blue walls. Well, okay, it does have blue walls, that's why I like it, but still. A lot of CCLP3 admittedly does not have a lot of good choice of variety. Like, there's so many monster manipulation stuff in this set, it's really ridiculous. And these first few levels I absolutely love to death. Like this level, for example, and a lot of the first half of CCLP3, it really showed off some pretty cool concepts that honestly were never really used again, even after levels were made. after the set was released. Like the annoying wall thing, for example. I mean, I can't think of one level that required building a block slide like that. And I probably don't remember that because there's been a ton of levels that have been made since then. So I probably made one, but I don't remember. So this level was made by Jacques, who made like 1,000 levels or something. I probably made more levels than him now, but at this point, I should really like count how many levels I made altogether. But that would take so much time. Like I'd have to dedicate a whole day just to do that. But apparently, from what Tyler has told me, this was actually a ripoff of his own level in TS1 that I have yet to remake, called Digging for Chips. And it's designed very similarly to this. But this one got into CCLP3 instead. Which is kind of funny, but I don't know. Blue Blocks has a special spot in my heart. I believe Jacques made a sequel, Blue Blocks 2, just for me, but I don't think it was solvable. So thanks, Jacques, for making an unsolvable level for me. Alright, my friend. I have no friends. All my friends are on Skype, and I don't know if that's sad or cool at the same time. I don't know. Alright, that was Joshua Bones' level, and now on to Roadblock. The level that I don't understand the shape of this level. It just reminds me of the way Tennessee is shaped. But this is a Pie Guy level, and yeah, there's nothing else to really say. I mean, Pie Guy's been a lot of help with the CCLP4 stuff. Like getting voting started especially. Like we could not have started voting without him, so that's super appreciated. I wonder what that level was meant to, introduce to players. Like, how to build the nail that requires a lot of blocks, or methods. I don't know what that level is supposed to prove. Or show off, per se. Okay, now on to window shopping. I believe this one's the one that needs to be brought. And you need to bring a block. And then you have to bring 2 more. I think you have to get the skates and the fire boots. I don't remember a whole lot of CCLP3. These first few levels I do remember just because they're not that difficult. They're actually pretty simple, to a certain degree. Nope. But I think I'll stop at after the next level, just because. That was by Ida Robertson. Yeah, I think she did submit stuff for CCLP4. Well, not technically. I guess her sets were listed as please consider for all future official sets. Alright, now on to Bumper. Now, this level I absolutely love. I love it so much that I totally abused the concept in Josh Shell 2. I think I said that in my old LP, but I'll say it again because that was like 5 years ago. But it still holds true. I adore this concept so much that I made an entire level that consisted of most of the map just bumping blocks like this. And yeah, it was pretty stupid. But I did that because Josh Shell 2 had some pretty stupid ideas. But I didn't include that in Tyler's remade version of what he's doing with Josh Shell 2 levels. So I only included the levels that I thought were worth redesigning or had potential to be redesigned. And that is Bumper, also by Ida. So now on to 2 sets of rules, and I think I will stop here because I don't know how long this recording is, and yeah, I can always record another one, so just stop right here. 15 levels is a pretty good spot for CCLP3 starting stuff. So I'm pretty excited to start doing this set again. It's definitely going to be interesting solving this level because I have never solved it in this rule set before. So we're going to do that. And I hope you guys will enjoy watching this if you do choose to watch it, because I'm doing this also because for CC Zone Awards, I can get 2 just by doing this set and recording it. So I don't really care for them, but I want to become a silver chipster on that site. So, and I'm like less than 100 points away from doing so. So anyway, we'll play this level in the next video or episode. I think I call these episodes, if I remember right. But until then, I'll see you guys later.